Welcome to the Andrew and Kelly show. My name's Andrew,
And I'm Kelly.
and today is episode 11.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Whoops. Episode 12. And today we're just going to be talking story, kind of freestyle flow in a sense. Like nothing super rigid on schedule. I just wanted to be kind of interviewing my wife today a little bit.
Mhm.
And so yeah, let's just get right into it. What's your name and where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
My
How did it
name's
start?
Kelly, and my last name used to be Bynum. And I moved to Kauai when I was 1 year old. And yeah, I grew up with my older brother David, and he's just like 2.5 years older than me. And my mom and dad, they middle class workers. My dad was like a marriage family therapist, and my mom was a nurse growing up. And I just grew up in Wailua, and went to the public school here, graduated from Kapa'a.
Did you have any sports or any hobbies growing up?
Yeah, I danced hula for a very long time, for 13 years, and then I also played soccer for the same amount of years.
Sick.
Yeah.
What position were you?
I could either go defense or forward, yeah. But
What do you
always a
think about
wing.
team sports?
Team sports?
Yeah.
I think
Versus
it's
like hula, which is kind of team, but it's very like individual as well. It's kind of like almost a martial art. Like you got to practice to get better.
kind of. I feel like hula is also team though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team sports I think are good for like learning how to work with people
Yeah.
and learning things about yourself. Like where could you like be better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being honest about your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Totally. What was high school like for you? Were you a good student?
No. I think I was
Did you take
like
school very serious?
not at all.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard to take school serious at Kapa'a High. There are the few students that like get in like the advanced classes. They did have like a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like college preparatory school
yeah.
or classes.
Um, but I just kind of was there for the social life, and I got along well with all of my teachers, and I got along well with majority of everybody there in school, my classmates, and I think I had like a pretty wide variety of like friends.
Yeah. So you weren't like stuck in a clique.
Not really.
Yeah.
I would like go in between cliques. Yeah,
Free agent.
basically.
And what was after high school? Did you go to college?
I did. I went to Manoa, where I didn't take school serious either there. But it was a good experience.
Is it something that you would want your kids to do?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think now in today's world, I feel like it's kind of a scam. Unless you're like going to like be a doctor or an engineer or something very specific.
Yeah.
Um, I think if you want to further your education, like after high school, going to like a community college until you really figure out like what you want to be, or going into trade or being an entrepreneur is what like I push my kids, or like not push but like mention to them.
Did you ever have like an idea of success in your mind? Like when was the first time, like at that age, I mean specifically, did you have like a mindset of I want my life to look like this one day, or was that not really a thought even?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Not even when we first got married was I thinking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in 2010.
Yeah.
So 16 years ago this year.
I think a lot changed for me when my dad got sick. That's like, I think when I think about my life, that's like the most pivotal moments for
Mm-hmm.
me.
And why?
Because my dad was just so important to me, and I never really thought about mortality before. And I think when you think about life in the lens of mortality, it changes your perspective. And I think that you really need to like lose somebody that you love in order to get that perspective.
That's heavy. What do you mean? Like how could you get that perspective without having to go through something like that? Or are there people that do go that have that perspective somehow and haven't gone through anything like that?
I think with everything, there's always like a group, like a small group of people that can have that perspective. But I think, especially for me, like I learn a lot through experience.
Mm-hmm.
And some things you just can't learn until you like go through them. So I think, I don't know, I didn't really think about death too much
Yeah.
before that. And I think I learned a lot because I was only what, like maybe 24 when my dad died, 25, maybe 26.
Do you remember what year he passed?
No, but I think the boys were like 4. Eli Cliffy was like 4, so
Yeah.
it would have been like 10 years ago. So, which is heavy to say. Um, so I think I was only like 24 years old, and watching, the most important person to me besides like you at that time die. He was definitely the most influential person in my life, and I like loved him so much and looked up to him so much that when he died, it was like really hard. And
Well, how did you turn that around for like the positive? Like you say your perspective changed and it's what you had to go through for that to happen.
because even though he was like the most influential person and the person I looked up to the most, he wasn't perfect. And I think I looked at his life and it was like, I like thought, what would I have done differently?
Mm.
Like if I were him. And so I just was like, I think the biggest things were like realizing time, like, like how valuable time is and how you don't know how much time that you have. I keep seeing this meme pop up sometimes when I'm scrolling that says time is the most valuable currency and you don't know what your balance is.
Yeah.
And I think for my dad, he spent so much time um, working and stressing and away from his family and focused on community versus family that I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to do the complete opposite. And it made me think about like just the American way in general. Like, he would always talk about retirement, and he would kind of always talk about what he did before he had kids and what he's going to do when he retired. So there was like this massive gap in between those two things that was like just work basically and like building your life. And I was like, I do not want to have kids be an excuse or retirement to be an excuse for me to not like do what I want to do now.
Yeah. Heavy. And so, with that happening and a mindset shifting, what happened? Where did you go from there?
Well, at the same time as my dad was sick, your mom told me to read this book called The Slight Edge. And I was reading that book at the same time my dad was dying. And the book was all about how basically you can build the future you want if you have the right attitude, and that you really can like believe and achieve things. And for my dad, he was the perfect example of that. And it wasn't necessarily like building wealth, it was more like building up communities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw like firsthand growing up where you could have like an idea that's massive, and it can actually like come to reality with
Yeah.
perseverance and the right attitude. So with reading that book, I think, and my dad dying, it was like the perfect combination for me to like shift everything. Because I was just thinking we would build a house and we would have careers and we would have our weekends and our kids would be in school.
What were you doing for work then?
I was waitressing, making really good money.
Mm-hmm. And I was valeting at the St. Regis, making a lot of money as well. Well, for us then,
Yeah.
I mean, even now, I think we were making a lot good money.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of cash money.
Yeah. And that's what we used to build our house. I
Yep.
mean, yeah.
I had a question. Oh yeah. Um, and what were our kids doing? They were in private school. They're at Island
Preschool
School.
and like kindergarten, I think.
Yeah.
So we were paying a bunch of money for that.
Yeah.
Your mom was helping with that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and we just had like basically weekends with our kids. And then,
If that even.
yeah, because I would work or you would work.
Yeah. Yeah, during this time we were kind of trading off. Like I would be gone all day and come home. I would get the kids, or the kids would just be with Nana and Papa, and Kelly would be gone and she wouldn't be home till I was asleep at night. So it was a lot of just handing the kids off, really. And that was for years. And then once Tim got sick, that kind of changed a little bit with work and kids and all that stuff. That's when I transitioned from valet to lifeguarding. So right there was already a big hit in income. And then you were working and then taking care of your dad too.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
I remember it was really hard to go to work. That
And were you like breastfeeding a baby too at that time, or no? Eli was
No, I
older
think
now.
Eli was older. But I remember like going to work to serve people dinner, and you always have like those people that are just, not very well behaved to waitresses in general. And
Yeah, it says a lot about a person, the way they treat service industry people, I feel like.
I agree. Yeah, so like I would have some tough customers that were just not very nice, and it would just, I don't know, I'd just be like, people are lame, like I'm over here like nursing my dad all day who's dying, and then I come and you guys are like so rude to me over like the acidity of your pasta. Like I really could care less, but you had to like keep a straight face
Yeah.
and just swallow it and be nice because you needed the tips.
So that's building some pretty gnarly character right there, I'd say. Being able to hold back basic human emotion and frustration and walk away with a smile.
Yeah, fake smile, but doing what you need to do,
Yeah.
like,
Definitely fake smile.
and just how do you want to treat people in the service industry? It's like, You don't know what anybody's going through at any moment.
Yeah. Yeah, what is that person going through as well to be treating someone so poorly? Who knows? Where did the mind shift happen to where you're motivated to start a business? And what did that business look like? What was that business?
I think that, like I said, just my dad dying and then reading that book and, looking at our lives and knowing that I wanted freedom of time
Mm-hmm.
and not wanting to work for anybody or serve people anymore. And just wanting to be at home with my dad full time and you not making much money, not enough to support the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of pushed me into a spot where I know that I needed to figure out a way to make money. And this book was really about like entrepreneurship anyway. And it just so happened like I discovered Turkish towels and you lifeguarding and having two little kids that are just always at the beach and living in Hawaii. It was just like the perfect product for the environment that I had never seen, and I know that everybody that I had grown up with had not. I never seen anybody use them. We always used
Yeah.
pareos, which weren't like very absorbent. Like they're not towels. Like a dude would never use a pareo to dry off.
Yeah.
But so then I just stumbled across that. So that was just like that was just luck, basically.
Yeah.
Or like you could call it God directing my steps to like the first business. So then I like super like tweaked out and started learning about them and where they're made and like who makes them and like what they're made of and why. And then I found weavers in Turkey, just by searching like TripAdvisor and like Google Maps and looking through like communities where I know the weavers would have been and reaching out like on email and even FaceTiming. And I bought some samples and then I just started selling them on Craigslist and then even like at markets. And so I just started slanging towels. And I remember that the restaurant that I worked at, one of the owners, I told him my idea and I said, what was his advice for me? Or I asked him and he said, buy low and sell high. And then, so I just like listened to him and people started buying them and I just started growing it.
Was that John?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you started a towel company and started slanging towels, and did you ever think you would own your own business and like be your own boss?
At that time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my goals and vision for my life started to get clearer.
Because of the Slight Edge book, your dad passing, figuring out what's important in life, and wanting a shift.
Yeah.
It all culminated together to be like, okay, well, I need to start my own business and I need to work for myself.
Yeah.
And I need to figure out how to make this work and live off of this.
And not
That's
just
it.
live off of it. I knew that I would want to be financially free
Yeah.
and I wanted to travel and I want like a ranch and I want, multiple properties and
that started then, that mindset and those thoughts.
yeah, because reading that book, you're like reading about people's real lives
Yeah.
and you're like, holy crap, like there's nothing different between this dude that's like a billionaire and me.
Totally.
It's just what's different is what they're doing with their time.
Yeah, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right?
Yeah, so I was
I was
like,
just watching this video about a guy that was saying that, like, yeah, I see these parents and these, I guess there's a thing going around where it's parents holding up their baby, and they're like, yeah, easy for you to say we have the same 24 hours in a day when I got 4 kids that I'm taking care of and you have none, and you make $200,000 a year making videos, and you only have to work for 4 hours a day. I have to work this many hours a day. And then he breaks it down and he's like, yeah, but you're on your cell phone scrolling for minimum 2.5 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 2.5 hours that me and you have.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 children. We don't have to work 10 hours a day. I mean, I've been working that much lately, but I mean, and you probably work close to that with kids and stuff. But yeah, we still have time to go to the gym and work out. We just got to make it happen. And that's kind of just, I got that thought of the mindset is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's the attitude behind what you're doing, like the why.
Yeah.
Like understanding that why am I like what's the hard thing that we did this week? You know, like we're building a studio right now, and construction is hard. And it's like, why am I ripping out this baseboards, and why am I repainting this, and why am I, it's like, it's,
Why am I learning how to do this, that, and the other thing?
yeah, why am I doing this? Like, and I remember, and I think I've said this, I don't know if I said this before, I told somebody recently, but it's like, even when we first started the food truck, we did like a soft opening party, and the place I was at, the sink, the kitchen sink broke, and we had to wash dishes. So I was like in the bathtub,
Sheesh.
like washing dishes, and I was just like, what am I doing? And then I just remember telling myself, I will never forget this moment because this matters.
Yeah.
Like, it all matters. Like, every single thing you do matters.
Yeah.
And it's even, the things.
No one will ever see.
Yeah, and that people would never ever do. It's like, because, like, why? I'm not going to do that, like, okay, like, everything matters.
Yeah.
And it's because each thing that you do is either setting you back from your dreams or pushing you forward to your dreams, even
Yeah.
if it's monotonous and seems so silly and stupid.
I remember when I was working construction, we would go to these houses on these properties that were just amazing. Back then, they're like $5 million properties. Now they're worth like $20 million above Anini and
Yeah.
in Haena and on the beach and all these places. And I would look, and I would just stand there looking out the window at these views, and I'd be like, what the heck? Like, dude, I'm gonna have this one day. Like, I remember just being like, I'm gonna have a house like this. I'm gonna have a place like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just be like, I would think that, and at the same time, I'd be like, what? No, I'm not. That's retarded. How the heck? I'm over here sweeping the floor, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
making 12, $13 an hour.
Yeah.
But somehow I had this thought in my mind that, like, dude, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
Totally.
And I would like, I would put them kind of on a pedestal, but not like I'm worshiping them, but like a pedestal of this person has more than anyone that I know personally. How? Like, how did they do it? And I would talk to them. And like, I remember the other construction workers, like the guys I work with, would always trip out on me, like, how's you just talking to the owner? And I would just be like, brah, yeah, I'm like curious, like, how did you do this? And so we were building this house for this guy, Mark Hurt, and he was picked up by Disney when he was 16 years old because he was like this prodigy young kid that was into robots. And he created their uh, robotics, like all this robotic stuff at Disney. He figured out how to create it when he was a young boy, and he's like all those rides and all the stuff where the animals come out. That's like his like doing, and he was a Marine and or he was in the military or something. I can't remember what branch, but all this stuff, and I would I was just so curious, like how the heck did you do all this stuff at such a young age? And he would just tell me like, oh, I was just curious about this, and he obviously was really smart, and he
Mm-hmm.
would read a lot of books, and his passion was to learn and to like do stuff with his hands. And I would like tell the other guys on the crew this stuff at lunch. I was like, oh, I was talking to Mark, he did this, and they're just like tripping out. And at the time, he just invented the new $100 bills came out with the strip in it, and he created that thing. Like the nanotechnology that they put in there or whatever, he had something to do with creating it. And I was just like, it was just a trip to me, you know, learning all this stuff about him and his life. And it wasn't like a discouragement to me, like where I'm like, I'll never do that. I'll never be smart enough to figure that out.
I
It
think
was
a
like,
lot of people do though. They think
yeah,
that.
they think what that, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah. And they just
I know. Is it
automatically
like
put
honestly? Is it a crazy? Is it like you gotta be a little bit crazy to think that you can do this stuff when I'm sweeping floors? Like that's my job to sweep. I was the bottom of the bottom garoot on that job.
um I feel like I don't know, I don't think it's crazy. I think people are crazy to think that they're stuck in one box for their whole life.
I agree.
Yeah. So to me, I think it's like,
Totally normal.
yeah, when I look at people that are just okay with identifying these successful people as like untouchable or better than or like on another like class, like I don't I don't get that.
Yeah.
And I just I don't think they're untouchable. I don't think the dreams are untouchable.
Yeah. It's not like no one ever told me to think that way.
Yeah,
That's just how I thought.
me too.
Yeah.
And that's probably why we do half of the things we do.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just send it.
Yeah.
I've always, if you ask any of my friends, like I remember Johnny and Ashton would always be like Johnny would just tease me because he'd be like, I'll do it. That's what he always said. That was like the thing that I would say, I'll do it. Like
Yeah.
I was just, I did not, like my ability didn't match. A lot of the times my ability didn't match my willingness to send it and I would catch cracks. But dude, that's what it takes.
Yeah. I feel like um
And by the grace of God, I never did break any bones, knock on wood.
oh gosh. I feel like
Please,
right
Lord,
now
help me.
because I know where we're going, like I can totally visualize like our future.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to be okay with the process at times.
Like how hard it is.
Not hard, how long it takes.
Yeah.
That's what I get frustrated by is the time it takes to get from where we are to where I know we're going.
Do you believe in visualization?
Totally, 100%, all of it. Jesus said, if you ask and believe, you will receive. So
Heavy.
it's like, not only do you ask,
Don't take that out of context. No.
no, I try not to.
I'm just like.
But it's like, believe you
But
have
not.
it, I think the word is. Like, that you already have it,
Yeah.
that it's yours. You know, so it's like,
Dude, yeah, sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
no, what?
I, like, we have friends that are very successful, and I love going to their properties because it makes it so much easier to visualize what you want for your life. And, like, sometimes I'll be at spots and I'll just be like, bro, thank you, Jesus, so much for allowing me to see this. Like, I get almost emotional thinking about it now. Like, it's like a blessing to be able to see what's possible from people our age. Even though it's a totally, don't get me wrong, it's totally different. Like the things they've created and the way they've
Well, and they actually
built
have
their,
a lot of our friends had like upper hands. You know, they went to like Punahou school or like, you know, their parents were already kind of a lot better off than our parents were. So they do have better tools.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
But
of
it's not
course. But
unfeasible.
okay, wait. At the same time, I say this like the things that they have, I don't need to match that. That's not what goes into my brain. Like, oh, I don't need this, whatever. Say we go to a home that it's like, well, I don't even know. What's a big house? Like 10,000 square feet,
I don't want a
20
10,000
acres.
square foot
Yeah, like
house.
I
Yeah.
mean the 20 acres part, yeah.
I'll get that.
But like 5,000 acres or whatever, that's ridiculous. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone with that much. I don't think, but um yeah, that's not, it's not like, oh, I need to have this much. It's like with what I have and with what I know I can build and where I've come from and what I have now compared to what I had 10 years ago, dude, I can visualize and for a fact see things growing
Oh, yeah.
and getting bigger
It's
and stronger.
exciting, but it's
And
like
if not,
sometimes I want to fast forward, you know?
right.
Like,
But if not too at the same time,
yeah.
if God takes everything, that's great too. Perfectly fine. Like
Yeah, we'll be fine.
100%. And I know what I've built and what I've done. It's, you're not starting from zero. You already have all the
Oh,
experience. You
yeah.
have all the knowledge.
Like if we lost everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's just time to work,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. But we kind of fast forwarded. I wanted to ask you, like, where where did it get into your mindset of even home ownership here in Hawaii, where it's the most, some, not the, I mean, one of the most expensive places in our nation to own a home?
That was all my dad. My dad really pressured us. I don't know if you remember.
I do not.
Yeah, because he was like,
So the first place we rented was from your parents.
yeah, and then we had our own place.
Then we rented a place from Uncle, I don't know, I almost called him Bernard, but Uncle Gordon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Gordon and Healani. Love those guys.
Um, so I think my dad, because he was into like politics and he did a lot of planning for the county.
Yeah.
I think he saw the future where the market was just going to keep going up, like how many people were already moving here.
Did he tell us to start going to the AHHA, or was that you?
I did that.
Yeah.
So I enrolled us in basically like first time home buyer classes,
Yeah.
where we could learn how to become homeowners here. And it was like a county program. And then, but my dad like pointed us in that direction. Like he was like, you guys really need to buy a house. Like you need to buy a house like soon.
Do you
And
remember what my attitude was? Because I don't remember at all.
you were like, yeah, sure. You're kind of, the thing with you is like, you're just kind of along for the ride a lot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like,
Pusher.
I'm like driving kind of, and
Yeah.
you're like putting the nos on, you know, like,
I'm the NOS.
yeah, you're just like,
I'm the nitric oxide.
you're like,
Turn that bottle
okay,
on.
good idea. You know, it's like kind of like you definitely trust me and my ideas,
Yeah.
and you're there to
Well, that's why I married
support.
you.
You're just like, okay, I trust you, you know.
Kayla.
And then, so we just started looking for homes, like, and this was in 2012 or 13, maybe 2014. So we'd been married for like four years or something.
Bruh, I remember going to these classes. So it's the Anahola Hawaiian Housing Association. And it was just a first time home buyers thing. And it was like, you go to these classes, you do this stuff, you learn about this, and then boom, you can get enrolled into a program with the USDA Rural Housing Development Program. And back then, like they would look at your numbers, how much do you make a year, and we were qualified for like $280,000-$300,000
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
That was our budget.
Yeah.
And back then, you could find houses that were like tear downs. They're like kind of shot, but it was a home on a little piece of land for like 325, so not too much more than we qualified for.
Yeah, so we went the route of buying land instead.
So we're in this program for so long, and it just every year was like, okay, you're next in line. We got the money. And then they would just, something would happen and be like, oh, sorry, we can't get the money, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just so ongoing that Kelly's dad was finally like, bro, this is so dumb. Like, I'll let you borrow money. If I can get money, I'll let you borrow money and we'll get this going.
Mm-hmm.
And we put an offer. We finally had the go for it, put down an offer. So we put an offer on a house.
We put an offer on like 3 houses.
Yeah, and we just kept getting the kind
Somebody like always like
cash buyers.
cash buyers here, cash buyer. I'm like, the hell? Who has this much cash?
Yeah, and it was only like $300,000, $400,000.
Yeah, we're like, we don't have any money. We're just
now
poor.
those houses are worth how much money?
Oh, like 1.2.
Easy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
I look at some of these guys and I'm like, why did you not buy like 4 houses then?
No joke.
But anyway.
Those guys are killing it. So we had an offer on a house, and we were so stoked, super stoked. It was on the side of the main highway.
I'm so glad we didn't get that house.
Yeah, like on the side of the main road, and it would have been gnarly for the kids. Like, the kids would not be allowed in the front yard.
It was like a complete fixer-upper too.
Full-on fixer-upper. And we're in the mainland, and Kelly's dad calls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot we had an offer on a house he says there's a piece of land in my neighborhood just went up for sale.
I just saw the lady nailing in the sign.
Yeah, it was like $175,000. And we didn't even see it. We like looked on Google Map kind of like where it was. And
someone's mad. Her daughter is not happy right now.
There's some banging going on and some screaming at the brothers.
Oh, poor thing.
Anyway, so yeah.
In the mainland.
Sight unseen, we're like, we full price. We want it.
We're like, hey, take the offer down for the house. We're putting in a full. No, I think we said like $5,000 less. Tell them this much. And the person's like, no, put in a full price offer.
Yeah, and so we're like, okay. So
yeah,
we
whatever.
went full price.
Sight unseen. We're in the mainland. We're not even home. We just like, bro, whatever.
And then we got it by the grace of God.
By the grace of God, it was a local family.
Yeah.
Selling the piece of land. And they're like, what? Another local family wants to buy our land? Yes.
Yeah.
7 other offers came into this piece of land within the same hour.
Yeah.
And they chose us because I think we were probably the only local people.
I don't know, but we got it.
I know if we weren't the only local people, we were the first local people. And we got the land. And then that started a whole new life.
Yeah. We built our house, and then we built another.
Well, not only that, but we moved out of our house we were renting.
Yeah.
Beautiful home.
Really hard to leave that house.
Really hard.
But it was like a
property,
rental.
amazing home, like sickest spot.
I remember driving home every night or every day and just being like, we're so lucky to live here.
The sickest
like
spot.
Just every time just like, thank you, Lord. Like,
yeah, and the most epic landlords.
Yeah. And like not even expensive, just like so epic.
Dude, we have the craziest story about that house and our dog.
Oh God.
We gotta share that one day. Oh my
But so that
gosh.
was really hard. So it's like everything requires sacrifice, you know? And
Yeah.
so we left this epic house to move into one room in my parents' 3-bedroom house. So here we are with our 2 kids, dressed like,
Years living on our own
yeah, and
since marriage.
now we have to like move into my parents' small house. And, you know, we even had closed dressers in the kitchen. It was so tight.
That's right.
Yeah, it was like, what are we even doing? We had a Murphy bed he built so that we could like put the bed up,
Yeah.
and then we
Have
could have like our
space.
own little space in our tiny room. It's like smaller than our children's room right now.
That's crazy.
But we did that for like a year and a half while we built our house, and now we have like a beautiful house in a beautiful neighborhood. And we were able to build another house on our property. Um, and now we're building another studio on our property. So we, you know,
How do you do that? Okay, like how do you go from like living in your parents' house, saving money, living frugal? Like what do you do? What's that look like?
dude, there's a will, there's a way.
We were driving bus up cars. We
Yeah,
still own the same Camry
yeah,
from 2013. We bought a 2004 Camry. We still have the thing.
yeah, still going.
Still going. And we weren't doing no we would actually we went on a couple trips to like California. We would go see family, but we always stayed with family. We didn't stay in fancy
We
places.
usually use their cars.
We'd use their cars. We would go maybe like a couple times a year. We would stay at a hotel for a weekend for our kids' birthdays.
If like,
Not going out for dinner,
never.
like date nights once in a while,
Yeah,
which is bad. We should be doing dates every week.
yeah.
Um, and really just like freaking working hard. Both of us working full time jobs, saving money, not buying nice vehicles, just really sacrificing because we had that picture, we had the goal in mind. We had a set goal,
And we were
we weren't gonna
super
let nothing get in the way.
fortunate that like my parents let us live with them.
Yeah.
Your parents helped us build the house.
Yeah,
I
my
mean, I think
dad.
they gave us like 10 grand. So not so much financially, but your dad, like, you know, he's a contractor for so many years
Yeah,
that he worked his butt off helping build our house.
yeah,
Like, and he was just always there, you know, and supported us so much. And your mom supported us with the kids and their education. And, you know, my parents gave us some money for the down payment. And, you know, it wasn't very much, but for us, it was like, you know, it would have been like years of saving. And we paid them back as soon as our house was built. We took out an equity line of credit to just give them all the cash back.
yeah.
So we did have some help, which we're so lucky and blessed to have that. But we
Yeah.
for sure had the why in our, like, why are we doing this? Like, we knew why we were doing this.
Yeah, and why are we sharing this? To boast? Or are we sharing this because we want to let you guys know that it's possible?
Like, we're just like 2 kids from an island that aren't from wealthy families that,
And we weren't making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. We were making like, I think lifeguarding, I was bringing in like 40 grand. If
maybe a
that.
little bit more, but it
No,
was
baby, it was like
minor.
$100 a day.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
And that was, I was making $100 a day take home. And that was like at the end of my 5 years of working for the lifeguard
Yeah. And
department.
I wasn't making much money selling towels, but I was making pretty good money waitressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were probably making like maybe 100 grand a year.
Max 120.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between the 2 of us.
That's crazy. So it's
Yeah.
possible. I mean, it's it's a little bit hard. It's probably a lot harder now because of how much it's gotten.
But like I said, there's a will, there's a way.
Totally. Like if you're in the mainland, or if
So
you're
if you think about like when your parents bought their house,
right,
it was less than what we bought our property for.
right,
So, and they would have been like, oh my gosh, like how can they afford to buy this property and build this house?
right,
You know, like, so there, where there's a will, there's a way.
100%. Our daughter's going off out there. I don't know.
I
what
can't
she's
wait
doing.
until one day we look back at like these first few podcasts and we have like a nice fancy studio on our nice property.
Yeah, it's
And we're going to be
sick.
like, remember when we would do this in our bedroom? Like, I'd push our bed out of the way and our dresser and set up these lights and just have it in like the corner of our bedroom while our big kids watch our little kids.
With super gnarly shadows in the back.
Yeah. So it's like
Horrible
with
lighting.
everything, you have to start somewhere and you have to be willing to like do what it takes and
Yeah.
understand the why behind it.
Totally. Like this podcast is a great like illustration of how we do stuff.
We just do it.
Yeah, just
And
get
you
it done.
don't
Start.
give up.
Just go.
Yeah.
And you're gonna learn along the way. You're gonna get better and better at it.
You're going to get nicer, fancy equipment
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
And it just takes time.
But
And you just gotta have that vision and stick to it. I remember when Cody, our friend Cody, sold us the UPS van for the first Musubi truck. And he's like, brah, keep the vision alive, brah. Just keep that vision, have that vision, and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he still is successful, but he was just like so motivating to me
Mm-hmm.
to hear that. And like, it really is important to have people around you that motivate you and believe in what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and tell you you can do it. But
Yeah.
it's also good to have the haters and have people that tell you can't do it and that you
Or like
you're-
joke about our podcast. Like I've
Oh,
had
yeah.
my sister-in-law's friend was like laughing at our podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, okay, I'll show you. You know, like, you know,
No,
Joe
totally.
Rogan started somewhere.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he cringes at his first few episodes, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Or he just, it's like, bruh, look at how far I've come.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. So, yeah, that's super motivating. And, yeah, we're still working super hard. I've been working all day on building a little studio. And I've never drywalled before.
Yeah.
And
You kind of killed it.
the other day, a couple months ago, I cut open the ceiling of my garage and ran all this electric and all this wire. And I'm like, bro, what the heck? Now I got a huge hole in my ceiling. I can't do this.
Yeah.
You know, like I was dreading. I was looking at it like, this is stupid. What am I doing? And I sent it.
Well, even
Watched some
now,
YouTube videos and got after
like
it.
we've spent so much money and time and energy on building this studio, and even in the back of my mind sometimes like, what am I doing? What if nobody rents this? What if it just stays open forever and we just dumped all this money into it? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like
Every
there's always
extra
gonna
penny
be
we
a
have,
little
we just-
doubt. Like,
Yeah.
like what are we doing? And then it's like I'm pushing. I'm like, come on, get it done
Yeah.
in 5 more days so we can get it up. And it's
Yeah.
like, why? It's just gonna sit there for weeks. You know, that's why it's like there's always a little bit of self-doubt in your mind.
Totally. And I think that's I know that's completely normal. And it's good.
Yeah. Because it's even when I will like go on real estate websites like probably once a week and I'll be like, I'm going to live there. I'm going to buy this property, you know, like, and I'll just look and like, you know, the price tags like anywhere from 3 to 6, sometimes like $12 million. And I'll be like, maybe not, you know, and I'll like go back and I'm like, wait, frick yeah, I'm going to get that $12 million property. And then I'll go and be like, ChatGPT, how much money do I need to make to have a property like this? Be able to fly with all of my kids, be able to, buy them surfboards and myself whatever I want when I want it.
Yeah.
I want to go to the spa once a month. I want to, like, what do I need to, like, how much money do I need to make to get there, and how do I do that? Like, it makes it real and, like, achievable, and it's just constant in my mind. Like,
That's where, bruh, that's what it takes. Visualization, understanding the steps it takes to get to this place, and then fulfilling those steps.
yeah, and working hard to get there. Like right now we have 3 trucks that are doing really well, and there's so much we can tighten up to be a little bit more profitable.
Yeah.
And then we're going to open more, and it's like right now we're just in this building growth phase, but it's so nice that, like, we've worked so hard to get here that we're not working as hard as we were when we opened our first truck, our second truck, or our third truck.
Yeah.
Like, we're in this phase of tightening up the ship, and less, like, so much of our, like, physical labor and time has to get put into it.
Well, so much growth too. Like, you've learned so much, and you've built a whole new, like, system for our business in the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you've been able to overcome something that you told yourself, I suck at and I'll never do.
I know.
And you've built something where ChatGPT's like, whoa, Kelly, you just built, like, your own, I don't even know what it's called, this system.
I know.
This is what big corporations pay people to do, and you figured out it on your own.
It's crazy. I always told myself that I would never be good at numbers. I'll never be good at bookkeeping. I'll never be good at projections. And it's always been this block for me. I was telling Angie last night, I actually went to a college class like maybe 6 years ago to try and learn what I just learned.
QuickBooks and stuff, yeah.
QuickBooks and Excel.
Yeah.
And, like,
the lady tells me
at the end, it's like a 3-month-long class. And at the end of the class, she says, you just need to hire somebody. Like, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Thanks, miss.
So then that just, like, furthermore, like, told myself that I won't be good at it. It's just something that I struggle with, numbers. Like, I'm not that smart when it comes to it. But I'm really good and driven at building stuff.
Yeah.
And then something clicked. I think maybe it was me taking ivermectin. I don't know. I'm not. Like, I swear there's probably a parasite in my brain.
That's so funny. Ivermectin healed your mental block.
Yeah. There was, like, a parasite blocking my mental state. But anyway, so I've been literally, like, tweaking out on Google Sheets and, like, projections and labor and, like, percentages and, like, really understanding our business, like, from the inside. And I think that's what I really needed for us to be able to go to the next level. It's like God was, like, holding us here because I needed to learn how to, like, lock the hubs so that we can go, It's like, no, you'll be okay. You'll keep spinning a little bit.
Yeah.
But in order for you to get to the next level, like, you got to learn how to, like, flip these switches.
You know what's funny is I've been thinking that the last, like, couple months, I've been thinking, like, dude, I have a feeling we're, like, going somewhere.
That's how I felt too.
Dude, like, it's weird. Like, it was a weird feeling to be like, I feel like things are, like, moving forward, even though it's like I just had a thought of, like, a huge pinwheel. Like, it doesn't look like it's going that fast if it's, like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, like, earlier, that sometimes for me, the time it takes is frustrating.
Yeah.
But I always try to, like, remind myself that God's got a plan for this time, and that it's on His timing and not mine, and that how we've gotten this far in, like, our business and our, personal lives and what we've created this far, we had to learn everything. Like, everything was important.
Yeah, and I've never been like the I'm not okay with where we're at. I think we need to push and get better. But you always kind of have been, and I've always been just like, whatever. Like I'm okay where I'm at.
I know. That's I
And
think a lot of our like arguments
yeah,
are
like
like that dynamic where I'm like, come on, just hang the mirror. One more thing today. Like we're pushing,
yeah,
like, and you're like, but then other times you'll be like, okay, like
yeah. It's so funny. Like, but like I'll just do it and be like, yep, gotta do it because I know how good it is and where it's gonna take us and how happy I'll be when it's all over.
you know what I was thinking?
But it's never
No,
over.
it's not gonna be over.
It's never over because we always are like, okay, we got to do this big project, and after that, we're done. And then it's never done.
It's
We
like when we
always have
opened our
another
Kaloa
big
location.
project.
We opened our Kaloa location,
But that's why I'm like,
and then 6 months later, we're like, we're opening another one,
yeah,
and we're like, what? Like,
bruh. It's crazy. It's crazy what you can get accomplished when you're willing to just send it.
hmm
Even if you have some partner that's just like okay with where they're at. Like, but I've really learned to not be okay with where I'm at. Like, not that I'm not satisfied and that I'm not like content because I am content with wait, let me finish my sentence. I'm content with what the Lord has blessed me with and super grateful. But I don't think you should be content with where you are. I think you should always strive to move forward and to get better and to have more in a sense of not more stuff, but more like room and more. Yes, I'm going to say it. The prayer of Jabez, brah. Lord, give me more land, expand my horizon so I can bless you more. And
hmm
that's the goal. Brah, Lord, bless me with millions of dollars because if you do, and that if that happens, it's because he knows I'm going to bless that 10% of that or more,
hmm
whatever it is, and at the very least the 10%. So that's if I make $1 million, that's $100,000 that I get to bless the body of Christ with, whether that's personal, people, church, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like what you're saying is what I always try and verbalize, which is like the fine line with being like super happy with what we have, but still pushing forward for more.
Yeah,
Like not being content, but being happy or
yeah.
like some
Yeah, it's a
people
weird
think,
dichotomy, like
yes.
being content but not being like I'm content but I'm not
Well,
content.
so people say that you're like some people strive for this happiness, but you really like or like success, but you're successful like as soon as you realize like you're successful. Like or it's like it's not a goalpost that's constantly like moving, but it kind of is at the same time. But like just being like satisfied with like, and being like stoked on like everything that we have. Like I don't need to get further in life to be happy. Like I am
Right.
happy here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to phrase it because
Yeah.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like my contentment has nothing to do with the joy I have.
Yeah.
Like the being content where I'm at and then not being content with where I'm at at the same time
Yeah, it's a weird.
because I have joy
Yeah.
and I am super blessed and I'm super grateful and but I'm super grateful and I'm super stoked on what's going to happen and what's
Yeah.
to come. And Lord, may it be not full of like hardship, but yeah, that's going to come too, you know? And like, I don't know, bro. It's just a trip.
Yeah.
Life's a trip.
It is a trip, and we only have one life, so it's like might as well send it.
Cheers.
But yeah,
Well, thank you for sharing.
thanks for interviewing.
Yeah.
It was
And, sorry, what?
it was cool. It's like I could talk about entrepreneurship and goals like all day, but
Totally.
yeah. And I just always like want to motivate people to like just do it.
Send it.
Yeah, why not?
Dude, you're going to learn and grow whether or not you're successful in that idea.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to learn so much about yourself and about business, and whether you're meant or built to do that, or whether you're meant or built to grow and help another person with their business. There's a lot of contentment in all of those things.
And just like don't give up.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be times where you think you're sinking but you're not. You know, like I will never forget in my whole life. Like we went into business with another couple when we first started the Musubi truck, and we were like losing money for like the first 6 months. Duh, you know, like, and I just remember that my business partner being like, we're sinking, we got to get out of here, we're going to go into debt, like just freaking out. And I'm just like, what? Like, and we bought them out, and no joke, within like 3 months of that, we were like profiting like pretty big time. So it's like, don't stop 5 feet from the goal.
From the gold.
Gold. Yeah. No, from the gold. Yeah.
Yeah. No, both.
Yeah.
There's a great story about that.
So just don't give up. Like
3 feet, I think the person was, from a pile of gold.
and they sold all of their equipment
And all their
for
land.
like dirt cheap to like someone else, and that person had to dig for like 1 day.
27 minutes.
Yeah, and they got like all the gold. Like
Yeah.
just don't give up. Just know that things aren't going to be easy. You're going to think you're failing, but it's all a part of the process.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening, and we hope you learned something, and we hope it was beneficial.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you next week.
God bless.